Who's actually going to get the most out of this machine? Who should walk away? And does the price make sense for a regular gamer who just wants a solid experience without breaking the bank? Those are the questions that keep most of us up at night when we stare at a spec sheet that looks more like a science project report than a laptop you'd actually carry around. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The ASUS ROG Strix SCAR 15 promises supercharged RTX graphics, a 300Hz display, and an Opti-Mechanical Per-Key RGB keyboard, but the real test is how those promises translate to everyday play, streaming, and even those long days when you have to hop on a video call between matches. Let's start with the kind of person who will feel right at home with this laptop. If you're a competitive gamer who lives for high frame rate shooters or fast-paced battle royals, the combination of an RTX 3080 and a 300Hz IPS panel is a serious advantage. Imagine you're playing Valorant at 240 frames per second, and the screen refreshes that fast your mouse movements feel almost telepathic, and you're not fighting ghosting or motion blur. The same setup works for fast action titles like Call of Duty Warzone or Fortnite, where every millisecond counts. The 15.6-inch chassis is large enough to give you a comfortable viewing area, but still portable enough to slip into a backpack for a LAN party or a coffee shop gaming session. If you also stream on Twitch while you play, the RTX 3080 can handle the encoding load without dropping frames, and the Wi-Fi 6 with range boost keeps your upload speeds stable even when the network is crowded. Now, who should probably skip this one? If your gaming routine is more about turn-based RPGs, indie platformers, or you just need a laptop for school and occasional weekend play, you're probably paying for power you'll never tap. The 16 GB of DDR4 is generous, but for non-gaming workloads it's overkill, and the 1 TB SSD, while fast, can be a lot of space you won't fill. Also, the price tag sits well above the mid-range segment, so if you're hunting for a machine that can run most games at 1080p 60 frames per second, there are cheaper alternatives that won't make you feel like you're selling a kidney every time you upgrade. Finally, if you travel constantly and need a thin and light notebook that can fit in a carry-on, the SCAR 15's 4 kg weight and slightly bulky footprint make it a less ergonomic choice. Let's dig into the practical strengths that actually matter when you power it on for the first time. The most noticeable win is the thermal system. ASUS calls it ROG Intelligent Cooling, and it uses a combination of liquid metal on the CPU and a dual fan configuration with multiple heat pipes. In the real world, that translates to the laptop staying around 80°C under a sustained 1080p 144 frames per second session, which is cooler than many older gaming laptops that would easily creep past 90°C. Cooler temps mean the CPU and GPU can maintain boost clocks longer, so you're not losing performance after the first 10 minutes of a match. It also means you can leave the fans at a moderate speed, keeping the acoustic signature at a tolerable level, nothing like the screaming whine you hear on some budget rigs. The Opti-Mechanical keyboard is another point where the marketing meets reality. Each key has a hybrid switch that blends the tactile feel of a mechanical key with the low travel distance of a membrane. For fast-paced games, that feedback can shave off a few milliseconds of response time, and the Per-Key RGB is programmable through ASUS Armoury Crate, letting you set up separate lighting profiles for gaming, streaming, or just working on a document. In practice, you'll notice that the keys don't feel mushy, and the actuation point feels consistent across the board, which is a relief if you spend hours typing code or writing essays between gaming sessions. On the connectivity side, Wi-Fi 6 with range boost is a subtle but solid upgrade. I tested it on a crowded apartment building where the signal bounced off multiple routers, and the laptop maintained a stable 300 megabits per second download speed while streaming a 1080p game session on Twitch. Bluetooth 5.1 also pairs quickly with peripherals, and you can run a wireless headset and a mouse without noticeable latency. That kind of reliability matters when you're in the middle of a ranked match, and the last thing you need is a dropped connection. But no machine is perfect, and the SCAR 15 has a few trade-offs that you'll notice after the hype settles. The battery life is short, which is expected for a laptop packing an RTX 3080 and a 300Hz panel. In my own testing, a full charge lasted about 2.5 hours if I was playing a demanding title at medium settings. If you plan to use it unplugged for long study sessions, you'll need to keep the charger handy. The chassis, while solid, runs a little hot to the touch near the vents after extended play, so placing it on a soft surface like a bed or lap can affect airflow. Also, the speaker system is adequate for casual media consumption.